I still remember my friends and family members asking me about what I do. When I used to say I work in the political consultancy, they were like, "Bhai, tum log karte kya ho?" That is the first question many people ask me. So my video here is to throw some light on this topic. What is the political consulting industry? How Prashant Kishor has revolutionized this industry. I would also take you through my journey in this industry. Then what are the best practices in this industry? What are the salaries people can draw, and the pros and cons. To begin with, first let me tell you how Prashant Kishor revolutionized this industry. Before Prashant Kishor, before 2014, this industry was working in a very traditional way. I remember I interned with Mr. Milind Devra, ex-MP of Mumbai. So I was in his campaigning team, and the way we worked it was limited to coordinating with people, inviting people for events in a hall, and just coordinating between multiple stakeholders. So it was a good experience, but at that time, there was no big company who had a state-wise or a pan-India influence. Then came Prashant Kishor. After his Modi campaign success, he was a big name. In 2015, I overheard someone during my law internship saying, a guy from Bihar is changing politics. He helped Mr. Modi to win. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. This field is getting more organized. So I applied, and after like 2-3 interviews, I got in IPAC. And as far as I remember, I was the first employee from Maharashtra to work in IPAC. It was a great journey. I have a background in law and political science. I was really nervous, like, how are things going to be like? Because you don't find this information on internet, YouTube. This is a new field. I got into the orientation, and I got to know there are different verticals in this industry. One is the data. Second is the social media. Third is media management. These verticals are usually in this consulting firm. So I joined as a more operational guy. So I was mapped to the generalist role. So my role was going to the assembly. I started my journey in Punjab. I used to go to the assembly, make sure the campaign operations are running smooth, make sure the candidates over there are in sync with what's happening at the central level. So I used to meet the MLAs, the local leaders on daily level, and pass on the message to them, and make sure the campaigns are smooth. So it was a lot of high stake work, and I was so proud to do that work, because all of a sudden you're meeting big people. Earlier I used to just hang out with my friends and everything, and talking to MLA itself was a big thing. That was a huge boost for my confidence as well. You feel like you're on the cloud nine. I worked in Punjab at a more operational level, and I got promoted inside the organization, and then I was mapped to a political intelligence unit. So what this unit used to do is make reports on assemblies, what is happening in real time, which candidate is working, and all sort of that sort of stuff. In Andhra Pradesh, I was making reports on around 30 assemblies. I was in touch with our team on the ground and finding out what's happening in this assembly. Are they doing any anti-party activities, the performance, that analyze, quantify their performance. So it was plenty of stuff. And during that time, I was fortunate to be a part of meetings where Prashant Kishor himself was there. Several meetings, and he used to. Let me tell you something about Prashant Kishor. Now that I look back, he has such a dynamic experience, and I might know where it's coming from. So let's understand his background. He worked in the United Nations in USA, and he worked with the officials in United Nations America. So at the same time, he was also posted to countries in Africa. I think he worked with the developed countries and the underdeveloped countries. I think that dynamism comes from this vast experience. So he knows how the marketing works, how the campaign works, how people change their perception. I think India was an ideal ground for him to test his knowledge, and in which he succeeded. So it was a great experience working along with him, and I was fortunate enough to work with IPAC, and then later I switched to ABM, also known as Nation with Namo. ABM is Association with Billion Minds, and they also have an alternate name called as Nation with Namo. I worked for Nation with Namo in Maharashtra, and let me tell you, Nation with Namo is a very good company to work in. They work in a very structured way, and you can say they are like the McKinseys of consulting. They try to keep very much structured, very professional. So it was a great experience working with them. Yeah, that was my journey, and many people who were working with IPAC ABM left the leadership role and started their own companies like Jarvis, then Design Box, GPS, Inclusive Mind. So, this company, this industry, which had only 150 organizations in 2014, now they have more than 500 organizations. You can say the industry was around 3 billion rupees in 2014, and right now it is at 30 billion rupees, which is 10 folds increase. If you want to get in this industry, I think the top demand is for people coming from engineering background, MBA, journalism, law, psephology, and the fields are in this industry, like I told you, is data analysis field, then social media, then media, and also the campaign team. Campaign team usually, which think about a campaign, they structure the campaign, they brainstorm various ideas, and there are multiple layers within this verticals. Let's come to salaries. So because it's a new industry, the starting salary differs a lot from company to company, depend on what scale you're working. But I would say a person with 3 years of experience, 2-3 years of experience, who is very good at his work, might earn somewhere from 1 lakh to 2 lakhs per month. Just a ballpark figure, obviously it differs from company to company. And also I've seen subject matter experts who are if someone is good at data and he can handle a team, if someone is good at narrative setting and he can handle the social media team, they can earn like 3 lakhs, 4 lakhs, then sky's the limit for them. So let's come to what are the pros and cons of working in this industry. The pros is it's a new industry. They're in the exploration phase. So if you're that creative mind, entrepreneur mindset, you can definitely do wonders. If you're taking initiatives, you can take companies to new heights. Second, the entry point is not that stringent for freshers. Like they don't need a tech background or some tech expertise. People like me, like I had a law background, so I was more fit for a generalist and operation role. However, I pivoted myself to data and other fields as well. But the entry point is pretty good. And third, you get to travel a lot. I think before consulting field, I only traveled like 3-4 states in India. After this consulting field, I was able to travel more than 20 states, which has changed my perception about India, gave me a more nuanced understanding of how India works. So it's a quite comprehensive experience. Third important point, the advantage is this industry is yet to integrate AI and new technologies. So if you're from that branch, you can come in this industry and disrupt this industry very easily. Those are the advantages. And the cons which come to my mind is, it gets hectic during elections. So there were times last month of elections, we in IPAC ABM, we didn't get time to sleep. It was like 5 hours of sleep, 4 hours of sleep, and it gets very hectic because the deliverable starts. The party keeps asking you for reports and everything, so you got to be on schedule for that. So people who like work-life balance, you might find it difficult to handle this workload during elections, but otherwise it's pretty good because it's getting better. And other con is ambiguity and unstructured work. This industry is new. It is not something like IT, like they have a set product and they know what the scope of work is. This is a very creative industry. The campaign is going to be different. The location is going to be different. The leaders, the stakeholders are going to be different. So the scope of work is going to keep on moving. And if you enjoy that uncertainty and ambiguity, then you will do really well. And if you're little hesitant to change and ambiguity, you might be a bit disappointed. So yeah, that was my journey and my experience. I wanted to share and equip you guys with how this industry works. This was my attempt. If you would like to have more specific knowledge about this industry, do let me know in the comments. I would be happy to talk about that topics. Thank you.